I hope you can hear me. My name is, I'll start with the session in 2 minutes. Okay. We are going to start the session in 2 minutes. Let me know if uh, you can hear me properly. My voice is very clear and you can see my screen. You,
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yes, Ankush.
yes. Thank you so much for joining, guys. Okay. Okay. So let's start with the demo. Okay. Before I start with the demo, let me introduce myself. My name is Ankush Thavali. Okay. So I'm the trainer. I'll be the trainer for this Hadoop Spark training. And currently I'm working, I have a lot of years of experience with the multiple different companies. Okay. So right now also I'm the part of one of the multinational company. So I have expertise with the Oracle database technology as well as the SQL Linux. And nowadays I'm working with this Hadoop Spark technology. Okay. So basically, the agenda of the training is that I'm going to start my new Hadoop Spark training, and I'll be the instructor of this training. So let's start with the Hadoop first. Okay. Before I go with the Hadoop, we'll go with the like what is Hadoop and why this technology is really booming nowadays in the market. Many of your friends, colleagues might be already working with this technology, and you may have heard about this technology. But let's talk about what is Hadoop and why this Hadoop is really important in the market. Okay, let's try to understand one by one. Okay, so basically what happened, guys, let me close this. My voice is visible. Let's try to understand, okay, about this Hadoop. Okay, nowadays, if you talk about the current system, okay, nowadays, we are working with the multiple data related operating system, data related application. You are talking about anything. Okay, so nowadays the world is all about the internet, and when we have an internet, obviously we are dealing with the huge amount of data. So why Hadoop came? Okay, why Hadoop came in the market? We have a multiple databases out there in the market. Okay, so if I talk about the databases, or if I talk about the RDBMS database, we have a database like Oracle is there. We have a database like MySQL is there. Then we have SQL servers are there. We have Sybase are there. Okay, we have multiple databases vendors are there which are providing the different type of databases along with their functionality. But what is these databases? These are all databases. We called it as a RDBMS database. It means the data can be stored in the form of rows and column only. The data can be stored in the form of rows and column. But do you have only the data which is coming in the rows and column format? No. We have a different type of data. So basically your data is getting divided into the three parts. If I just try to divide the data is getting divided into the three parts. Like we have structural data, we have semi-structural data. Okay, and then we have unstructured data. Now structural data means the data which can be converted into the rows and column format, or in a simple term I can say it is a table level data. Now, table level data, obviously, you can store it into the any RDBMS database like Oracle or MySQL. Semi-structural data means the data which is coming in the form of JSON or XML. Previously, Oracle database was not supporting to the JSON and XML file format. But nowadays, with the latest version of Oracle database, even JSON and XML can be stored and it can process the data. But earlier, when the data was not processed with the help of Oracle, then what we were doing? So we need to store such type of data. We call it as a semi-structural data. And there is something we call it as a unstructured data. Unstructured data means it can be your logs. It can be anything which is not unstructured, means it can be your logs, it can be your video, it can be your image, it can be your blog, it can be anything. That is called unstructured data, even your audio file. So why we are collecting this kind of data and why we are processing this kind of data, that is a main important question will be there in your mind. Now, if you take the example of anything like your Hotstar, nowadays very famous, nowadays very famous application is Hotstar. Then we have Netflix is there. Okay. Now, what is this application do? If you see any video, let me tell you one example. Like, if you see any action movie, automatically you can see the action movie in the sidebar related to that action movie. And based on your interest, it is recommending you another movies over there. So it means someone is collecting our data based on my interest, and then it is trying to make you, it is trying to sell their business. Nowadays, how is the business strategy? Nowadays, all the big companies are going into the big data. Why? Because big data is the technology which is helping them to increase their sales, which is helping them to increase their sales. Now, how it is helping? There will be a question, how it is helping. Let me tell you one example. So, if I take the one real-time example only, just know what we have done. We have created our WhatsApp group. We have created our WhatsApp group. So what I did, I have collected the number of people along with their details, like maybe mobile number. Let's take one example called mobile number. I have sent an email message to this mobile number saying that I am going to take a demo by 9 p.m. IST. I have triggered this email message or maybe a message to the 1000 people. Let's assume one example. Out of 1000, assume that maybe 100 people join. After joining this session, some people may be liked it, some people maybe didn't like it. So maybe 10 people joined my training. So you can assume that how much this data is really important for me. Nowadays, there is one company is there in the market, we call it as a Just Dial. Just Dial. You know how this Just Dial company works? They are basically, let's say I want to know about the Hadoop training. I want to know about the Hadoop training. I'm a simple person. What I will do, I'll call to the Just Dial. Will say that, hi Just Dial, can you please let me know the best training center for the Hadoop training, maybe in Pune location? What they will do, they will give you some 10 number. Okay, they will give you some 10 number. But how do they get to know about the training center details? How do they get to know? Because Just Dial have all the data which is fed into their database of all the Hadoop instructor. My data is there, another instructor is there. They have huge amount of data. And based on the data only, you can increase your sales. Now let me tell you one example. If you take the example of elections, okay, which is a really famous application, which is really famous example. We are always in a hurry to check who will win in the election. Maybe in India we have BJP, maybe Congress, or maybe other party. So before the election result, there will be polling will be there. There will be a polling. So what exactly these people are doing? Those who are saying that, okay, this party is going to win or this party is going to win, how they will come to know? That is just an assumption. But most of the time, the assumption is also perfect based on the mechanism that you are using. So how they are collecting the data? They are collecting the data from different source. We can have a different source. Like we can have a source like Facebook, because maybe you're writing down something like I like XYZ, I like XYZ party. So that like XYZ, like and XYZ, maybe this is a keyword they are catching. So we can have a data in the form of video in the Facebook. We can have a data in the form of audio. We can have a data in the form of image. We can have a data in the form of text. We can have any type of data. We can have any type of data. So all this data like Facebook, video, audio, image, text, do you think that can be stored into the Oracle database kind of database? No, that's not possible. So in order to process this data, we need a system. We called it as a Hadoop. There are another problems are there with the normal databases. Like they can process the data with some limited size, Limited size means maybe they can store a data, maybe 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte of data. And after that, when you try to process your data, your system will get stuck. Your database will go into the hung state. It will not work. So we need a platform which will follow 3 V's. Okay, nowadays I'm just talking about 3 V's. Later on we'll discuss about 5 V's. What is this 3 V's? These 3 V's say velocity, variety. Okay. So what is velocity? We need to understand that what is velocity. Velocity means how fastly your data is coming. Okay, how fastly your data is coming. So when I say a 3 V's, again it comes like this. We have volume is there first of all, then we have velocity, then we have velocity, and third one we have variety. Volume, the name itself is saying that what is volume. Volume means it can be a small volume, it can be a big volume. Volume is size. So Hadoop system have the ability to process huge amount of data. Even petabyte of data also can be processed with the help of your Hadoop ecosystem. That is possible. Now people are asking what is the difference between big data and Hadoop. There will be a question in your mind that what is big data? Big data means a data which cannot be fit into your system, that we called it as a big data. Any data which cannot be fit into your system, we call it as big data. I have a laptop which is having a size, hard disk size is 1 terabyte. Do you think that I can store my 2 terabyte of data into my laptop? No. So for my laptop, this is a big data. So what is the solution to solve this big data problem? Hadoop is the framework. Hadoop is a framework which is helping you to solve your big data problem. When you can say it is a big data, whenever it is following these 3 V's: volume, velocity, and variety. Volume means whenever you have a huge amount of data that cannot be fit or that cannot be processed by your existing system, we call it as a volume. Velocity, how fastly you are going to process that data, how fastly. If I have Oracle database with some particular size, I can process the data. But again, when the size or the gating is increased, I cannot process those data. That is velocity. Variety, I can have different type of data. The data can be formed in the form of text. The data can be in the form of image. The data can be form of video, audio. It can be any type of data. I want to process all such type of data, whether it is a different volume data, whether it is a big data, velocity and variety. It can be any type of data whenever I'm processing and I'm fetching some meaningful data, and that meaningful data I can use for to increase my sale. You know what these people are doing? Normally, let's say I have a salary in HDFC Bank. I have a salary account in HDFC or maybe in ICICI. Let's assume that you have some salary account. What these people are doing, credit card people, they're collecting your data from the bank somehow, I don't know, getting your all the numbers, and then they are saying that, and then they are trying to call each and every person. We called it as a telecaller. They're calling to each and every person. Out of 1,000, even though 10 people are also taking the credit card, still also they are making a very good business. And how they are getting, how this data is really important for them, try to understand. So they are trying to get the data from not only this source, not only from the bank, there can be a different source also. Maybe a Facebook, maybe Insta, maybe LinkedIn. From anywhere they can take the data. So now big data is the system. What it will do? It will collect your data, process the data, and then finally create a meaningful data through which they can make a business. If you're searching shoes on the Flipkart or Amazon, let's say you're searching the shoes on Amazon, what will happen? Once you search shoes on the Amazon website, that shoes symbol or that shoes image, you'll find it, in each and every website wherever you go. Each and every website. Where you search it on Amazon. But if you open YouTube also, in YouTube, behind that YouTube video also, you will find that shoes will be there. So what they're doing? They're collecting your data in the form of cookies, processing that data, and finally forcing you in a such way that at the end somewhere you will click on that shoes and they'll make the money. That is how, they're making the business. Data is really important nowadays. Data is really, really important nowadays. So obviously, there will be a question in your mind that to process this huge amount of data, we should have a huge amount of infrastructure. Now, what is meant by infrastructure? Infrastructure means servers. So obviously we will have. But does this infrastructure is very costly? Do we need to take any type of license? That type of questions will be there in your mind. If I take an example of Oracle database, Oracle database is not free of cost. That is not free. If you want to use this Oracle database, you need to pay a money to the Oracle. You cannot use it for free of cost. But what about Hadoop? Hadoop is a free of cost technology. Free of cost, completely free of cost. Because it is consumed by the Apache group. Apache. Anything which is near to the Apache, that is completely free of cost. That is completely free of cost. But again, if something is free of cost, it means there is some problem also. Means you will not get any type of support from this. Support means, let's say you're using some Hadoop cluster or Hadoop technology you're using. By any chance something went wrong to your server or any problem is there will not be anyone who will fix your issue. But if you want something that we need a support from someone, even we are ready to pay, then you can go to the Databricks also. Okay, then you can go to the Databricks. So in Hadoop, we have a multiple components are there. In Hadoop, we have multiple components are there. Multiple. Hadoop is not something which is with the tool or something. Okay, Hadoop is just a framework. It has multiple components are there. Like you may have heard about Hive. What is Hive? Let's say I have a very big file is there, CSV file or text file. I have a text file is there. that text file have huge amount of data which is storing the information about employee, like ID, name, salary. So ID is 1, name is X, salary is 10. 2, Y, salary is 2000, 1000, 2000. Likewise, I have a huge amount of data into this CSV file format. But this CSV file format, can I just create one table? Can I just create one table on the top of that CSV file or text file, and I can store that in the form of rows and column. So it will look like the ID, name, salary. So what is this? 1 ID, salary. How much salary? 1000. Then 2 Y, 2000. That is called high table. That is called high table. We are going to discuss in depth about white tables and everything. Again, it's a demo class, so we cannot explain each and everything. But high tables, Hive is a technology. Those people who are little bit good with the SQL, they can easily understand this Hive concept. Those people, because Hive also behave like a database only. It's a kind of database only where you need to write down your SQL queries, where you can create a table, insert a data into the table, or load a data into the table. You can do a lot of other things like a SQL. Now, what about other components? Like we have MapReduce is there. MapReduce. This is for processing purpose. This is for processing purpose. This is for processing purpose. Now, MapReduce is basically a Java program. Is basically a Java program. Whenever you want to process any type of data, in earlier days, MapReduce was the technology people were using, but nowadays, no one is using MapReduce. No one is using, because that is a very old technology. That is, let's say you have one file is there. Again, it's a text file. You want to read the content of this file, and then you want to perform some operation on this file. Like saying, like in last month, I'm just taking one small example. Last month, how much sales I got it? What is my sales in last month? So that report, if you want, you need to write down a very big Java program that is called MapReduce. So it was processing that file, and finally you were getting some output. But there was a problem with this MapReduce because this was really, really slow, very slow. This was really, really slow. And that is why, it gone. So who replaced it? There is a new technology in the market, not a new, but nowadays that is really helping to the people. We call it a Spark. You may have heard of Spark. Whenever you want to process a data in the faster, very quickly, huge amount of data, there is no restriction. You can use this Spark. Again, it's free, Apache Spark. The same product can be also given by another vendor. We call it as a Databricks. They are also providing. But again, you need to pay the money to this Databricks company. They will give the support. But mostly you will find the people are using Apache. But there is no difference between, whenever you are, not a big difference, I'm saying, whenever you are using a Databricks or Apache. If you know Apache, that is fine. You can easily understand Databricks Spark. Because what happened, who developed this Apache Spark? This developed by the founder of this Databricks people only. What they have done, they developed, they gave it to the Apache, and what they have done, they started inventing more and more things in their own Apache Spark, and they created their company called Databricks. So what is the importance of Spark? First of all, the importance of Spark is it is quickly, or it is very, very fast compared to your MapReduce. Second thing is it can process any type of data like your batch processing or real-time processing also. Real-time processing. What is mean by real-time processing? Batch processing or real-time processing. Batch processing means the data. Batch processing means, now what is the batch processing? Batch processing means, let's say I'm getting a data yesterday I got a data. What is current date? 11th, right? Okay, 19. I'm sorry, I'm lagging very bad. Now current date is 19. Let's assume that current date is 19. The data which you are getting, older data. Let's say you got some data on 18th. That is a huge amount of data you got it here. You place that data somewhere in one location. From this data, you want to process this data. You want to process this data with the help of Hadoop technology, and you want to create some meaningful data. So when you got this data, I got this data on 18th, means yesterday. And when you are processing this data on 19th. So 18 data, you are processing it on 19th. 17 data, you are processing it on 18th. 16 data means 16 date, I'm saying you are processing it on 17th. So you need to wait till the time you are not receiving this input file. What you are doing? You are waiting to get this file, and then your processing will get started. And after processing, you will get your meaningful data. So this is called batch processing. Batch means you have a scheduled job on some particular time, and it is looking for some input, and this file is your input. But that was there is a problem with the batch processing. It is very, very time consuming. Nowadays, do you think that anyone will wait? No. I want real-time processing. Real-time processing. If you talk about the election result, you can see immediately the score. If you talk about cricket, you can immediately see the result. Okay, 1 ball, 2 run, 2 ball, 4 run, wicket. You can immediately see the result. So that is called real-time processing. It is happening real time. If I am the founder of Amazon and I want to know how my sales is going on, what I will do, I'll use one big display and I will see into the form of pie chart, like this. Okay, 3 a.m. this is the result, 3.2 this is the result. So you can see the result in such way, because immediately when the data is coming, immediately you are processing your data. Immediately, as soon as you get the input, immediately you are starting and processing that data. That is called real-time processing. Real-time processing. Real-time means it is happening within a second. That is called real-time processing. So MapReduce was not able to handle that. MapReduce was not able to handle that real-time processing. It was working on batch processing. Spark have the ability to process batch as well as real-time. That is possible. Who did that? Spark. They have the ability. And that is why Spark is really, really famous in the market. Really, really famous. You ask and they are ready to give you offer. But only the thing is you should have that skill set. So whenever the company nowadays, all the clients have their huge amount of data, it is there with them. See, what's happening? I have account of Flipkart. I have account of Amazon. Our huge amount of data is there with them, right? So they can, see what's happening here. They have, now if you talk about the example of Google, they are always catching us, they are always catching us. Like my activity, they are catching wherever I'm going. We are using a Google map. We are going from one location to another location. Okay, so they will show me the restaurant in that location. They are doing a business. They are doing a business based on the data which is available with them. How it is possible? How they are processing this huge amount of data? In Google search engine, you can see that whenever I'm searching anything, millions of websites are there. How they are showing you the top 10 result? Big data is the system behind that scene. Processing, analyzing, many technologies are behind that. So this is how your big data works. There is one more thing. See, we discussed about the processing, but we did not discuss about the storage. What is the storage? What is the storage for the big data system? Then we called it as HDFS, Hadoop file system. We are not going to use our normal file system like your C drive, D drive, or if you are talking about a Linux operating system, then maybe U01, data. No. These are all normal file system. We are not going to use that. Their block size is very small, maybe 4 KB. You cannot place huge amount of data on this file system. You need a file system which is having a very block size bigger in size, 128 MB, something like that. So Hadoop file system is having the ability to store huge amount of data. It can be in terabyte also or petabyte also. And again, it can be used for your even your commodity normal hard disks also you can use as a HDFS. You just need to format. There are some settings we need to do that I will show you in the class later on. So HDFS Hadoop file system is the storage which can be useful to store huge amount of data, and it has a lot of other features are there. We called it as a replication, fault tolerance or something. There are many other features. Replication. What is replication? If I store my file into one location on HDFS level, and that file should not be get corrupted while you are processing the data, while you're processing that file. The replication should be there. So by default, the replication means the number of copies. By default, Hadoop will keep the copies, that is 3. That is the default copies, number of copies. Whenever you are storing your data, let's say this is your Hadoop file system. If you are storing your file, that file will be copied to 3 different locations. 3 different locations automatically. Okay. So there will be a question in your mind that, so can we say that MapReduce replace the Spark? No. Does MapReduce replace the Spark? No. Because MapReduce is just a processing framework, But for storage, they were using HDFS only, HDFS. And still with the Spark, we are using HDFS only, because Spark is just for processing purpose. Whenever you want to process, you are using HDFS. Whenever you want to process, you are using Spark, but for storage purpose, you are using HDFS only. So we cannot say that does MapReduce replace the Spark or something like that. Okay. And there is one more feature about the HDFS is it is a distributed file system. Hadoop distributed file system. D is for distributed. So if I have a data node, okay. Now what is data node, name node? There are many concepts are there that we will see one by one. So when I want to store my file of 3 GB, let's say 3 GB, it will distribute it among different nodes. Okay. So maybe 1 GB will be here, 1 GB will be here, 1 GB will be here. It will not keep all the data at one location. It will get distributed among the cluster. And due to which, what will happen? If you are trying to read any file, all the load will not come to the single server, because these are all different servers out there, or data nodes, you can say. So if you are reading something, if your file is available in the same location, what will happen? All the load will come to the single place. Now what you are doing, you are distributing your load into the different servers. That feature is available in Hadoop file system. Now there are multiple vendors are also there. They are also providing the same HDFS kind of storage. Maybe we can Amazon S3. This is also storage provided by the Amazon. So this Hadoop technology can be available on on-premises kind of servers, or also provided by the multiple vendors like your Google, GCP, Google Cloud Platform, Amazon, AWS, Azure. There are multiple vendors. They are also providing the big data platform. but at the end, the concepts are same. So this is just introduction that I want to tell you guys. Okay. So from tomorrow, we are going to start our Hadoop Spark training, and we'll go through the each and every concept. Okay. If you have any question regarding the trainings, please come up with the question so we can discuss. And I'm ready to share the things. You can unmute yourself, and the forum is open for everyone, and ask the question if you have. I hope you understand something from the today's session. Please feel free to ask the question if you have. I am ready to take the questions answer, okay, related to the training. So we are going to start. I'm going to start it from tomorrow. Okay. Any question, guys, so far?
Sir, what are the prerequisite to learn the Hadoop Spark?
Okay, prerequisite. So if you want to know about the Hadoop and Spark, okay, both this technology, basically the understanding about the SQL, basic Linux, okay, that will be really appreciable. And if you have some basic knowledge about the any programming language, okay, any programming like maybe Java or anything, because your Spark is going to be written into the multiple language. You can write it down with the Python, or you can write down with the Java also, Scala also, or R also. So you should have some basic understanding about SQL, Linux, or any one of the programming language. Again, as a part of this training, I'm already giving a free of cost. My courses are there based on the SQL and Linux that I'm giving already. Those who are registering, that they will get this SQL and Linux part from the training.
Ankush, Anil here.
Yes, Anil.
Yeah, this is helpful for Oracle DB person.
Honestly speaking, I was over Oracle DB earlier.
Nah, I am actually, or it's a way more useful for Oracle DB. But that's why I'm telling. Means any job is there. Means Oracle DB plus Hadoop like that.
Or Oracle DB plus Hadoop, I don't think so. Okay, you need to
Okay.
switch your career from
Acha, okay. Oracle
from.
DB from Oracle DB to Hadoop
You
technology
can
like
do
that.
that. See, mostly what happened, like what company will do, like if they have any big data project, if maybe you are working with one of the company, and if they have a big data project, and by any chance, uh, they want some resource who have some knowledge about the big data. So maybe you can ask your team and you can switch your career. Okay.
Okay. And what is the duration? How much?
We are going to start it from tomorrow. The duration will be 30 days. Okay. I am taking, I guess, 45 days it will go. Okay. More than 30 days it will go. It's a daily batch.
Okay.
Sir, certificate will get after the completion of training.
Yeah, I can give that.
Hello.
Yes, Sakshi.
Sir, if suppose someone did not have any programming background, then
If you see, first of all, we need to understand that programming is, I'm saying that it is a prerequisite, but that's not compulsory. Okay. See, one or other day we need to start with the programming. Okay. So gradually, like, as I'm already taking the programming like Python here as a part of syllabus. Okay. So we have a session on Python where I'm going to talk about the programming there. Okay. So you will get some understanding over there, but it doesn't mean that, see, if you talk me about Hive, we discussed about the Hive, right? Hive does not need a programming. Okay. I was working with one of the project earlier. There they were using Hive, so that time Spark was not there. Nowadays, I'm working with the projects where we have Hive also and Spark also. So it's not that difficult to understand the Python. It's very easy language compared to the Java, and we just need to put some small efforts, and we can do that. Any more question, guys?
Sir, the programming skill set which we require in this training, it will be advanced level or beginner?
No, beginner level. Beginner level.
Okay, sir.
It will be. And as I said, anyway, I'm going to take the class on programming also. Okay. So we'll try to cover up in a such way that you'll understand each and everything.
Sir, what is the fee structure of this training?
Fee structure is, okay, let me share the fee structure and these details. So if you are interested for this training, so this is my email ID. You can also reach out to my mobile number. This is my mobile number. Okay, and the fees will be in Indian rupees. 13,000. Okay, so what we are going to cover? We are going to cover all the components which are coming under this Hadoop. If I just tell you on the broad level, then we are going to cover our HDFS. Okay, we have Hive. Then we are going to cover Spark. Okay, let me put it in a different word. So we are going to cover HDFS. So obviously, we will start with the Hadoop also. I'll just mention here Hadoop HDFS. Then we have Hive. We are going to cover Scoop. Then we have a schedule is there. We call it as a Uzi. Then we are going to cover Python also. We'll take the classes on Python also. And obviously there will be projects. Okay. And then we are going to cover one of the projects that will help you to start with the career. And the same project you can show it to your whenever you're going for an interview. Okay. So Hive Scoop will take Uzi. Okay. So this is what we are going to cover, guys. And obviously Spark is there. Spark.
Sir, it is regular batch or weekend batch?
It will be a regular batch. So what my plan is, right now is we'll take it like, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. That means, okay. These 4 days will take. Okay.
And Ankush, what will be the timings for the class?
Timing will be morning time. Okay. It will be 9
by what
a.m.
time? Like 9 a.m. Okay.
9 a.m. Saturday, Sunday will take 9 a.m. And Monday, Tuesday, I'm thinking that we'll take it on 10 a.m. Okay. But it will be morning time only. IST. As per the IST. For EST timing, again, it will be night time for them. I'll wait for 1 minute. You have a chat option is also there. How much years of experience you can show it in your interview? You can show like It's all about your knowledge also. Okay. Like say, if I'm giving 100%, it doesn't mean that everyone will capture 100%. Okay. Some people will take maybe 50%, 60%. But obviously, no, I think at least 5 years of experience, okay, can show. Okay, guys, then I think we are good. Okay. And if you don't have any question, queries, anything, then we are going to stop here. And again, you'll get the recordings and everything that will be there. You will have a lifetime access to the recording and very small things. Let me introduce. Okay. It will be, real-time scenarios will be covered that I am facing on daily basis, what my daily activities are there that I'm going to share. And if you ask me, if you want to know more about me, please go through my channel. Okay. There are 9,000 plus subscribers are there. You can see my website. There is a website called learnomate.org. This is my website. And if you want to know about my feedbacks and everything, you can see the student reviews. Go to the student reviews, as well as there are many success stories from my every training. People will get a job and they will mention over here. So you can see the success story. We have people from different countries. Okay. And many success stories are there, many reviews are there, and you can see the details over here, guys. Okay. There are some of the people, they got a 300% hike. Okay. They started the career with Oracle DBA, multiple technology trainings I'm taking. So we have a very good things. Okay. So please go through that. Okay, then thank you so much for joining. If you're interested, please connect with me. Okay.
Sir, training session will be 1 hour.
For 1 hour, daily 1 hour. You asked me for the timing, right? 1 hour only, na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, that's for 1 hour. That's for 1 hour. Okay. So, any questions so far? Can I take any last question, if anyone have?
No,
No?
I think we are good.
No,
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Thank you.